Very good. There we go. Okay, up close and personnel. A little bit of this. How are you guys doing? Just gonna steal some handles here. Wednesday. I'm a bit blurry because the camera can't find me out of the scope of that camera. And then right here. Okay. Hi. I know it always does that. It's okay. It's okay. I am just peeling these handles off of this black band. Oh, this is tight. There we go. I'm going to change it over to the gray band just because the gray band's a little bit lighter. I was going to say less tensioner. No, not a good choice. So let's take a moment, slow yourself down. It's just these handles are not supposed to go on this band. So the band's kind of strange because it like doesn't fit through the loop. So I'm going to put this black one away. We're doing standing for shoulders, but if you do have a band, let's refocus here. If you do have a band and you find that the standing just is too much tension, you can always bring in a chair. Okay, I'm gonna clip these guys on real quick here. I wonder if they'll feed through. No, they won't feed through either. I'll put this over here. I know we reorganized down here, and I have just misplaced Cheryl's handles for these. These are when we were at our other place before we moved over here, and these handles are actually not matching. Okay, so let's talk bands because we do have a little bit of time here. So we are going to start out with a 90-degree angle um, lateral raise. So I'm going to show you something here. So see how my hands are kind of dipping with the bands? I have to pull my hands up, but then it's kind of awkward because the canvas is kind of sitting against my hands. This is the one where I say, okay, so these are my handles. I'm going to put my handle upright and I'm just going to grab over and just kind of holding this like a bar. So instead of holding it here like this, hey Trish, just holding it like this is a little bit more comfortable. Again, if you don't like that, you can stick with your standard holds. I'm going to put one foot on this band because the first exercise, it's this. Okay, so we'll be doing these one at a time. A lot of the time we do them with a soft bend in our elbows, right? So this time we're going to lock in the 90s up and through. A lot of time with the 90s, we can lift a little bit heavier just because the weight's a little bit closer to our bodies. We're going to be keeping the bands right underfoot for all these guys because we do have some overhead and behind, right, which looks like a front V and then a back V. That's another move that we do have. Then we're moving into some front raises, again, with another V. And then we have the overhead press. So that's the one that might catch you if you are using bands. Sometimes just squatting down, so take a little bit of, distance out of your legs for our overhead press might work for you. If it doesn't, just grab a chair, keep the bands underneath your feet and go through the moves. So that's how we're going to work it with the bands. Again, I'm going to bring my camera bring my camera angle up a little bit just so you can make sure that you see the finishers for the hands. After we go through our shoulder component, I actually have the mat right down underneath my feet. You can't see it in the camera angle right now, but I'm going to adjust down and then we're going to hit the ground floor. The ground floor? No, four. Some core work. We just have 3 core exercises. We're going to repeat them in a circuit back to back to back times 4. And then day 18 of 20 is going to be complete. Again, don't have Cheryl. She is on day 3 of her course, really enjoying it. I think she was very thankful last night that we actually got to Elmont because we got to do a little bit of hip Pilates with some of you guys and then stay for a spin. Because, we need that movement, especially when you're sitting in a classroom for like 8 hours, right? Yeah, she's back to that. And she's a kinetic person, so she needs to move. So she was definitely grateful that we did have Elmont last night. We had a blast there. We're going to use the same time schematic on this one. Again, I am going to adjust the camera angle down and up for what we need. Please treat the alternating exercise with some warm-up weights. Who's here? Hey, Tori, how are you? Right on. I got all the crew. I get to call it the Giver crew, right? All of Trisha's buds on. I love it. I know the timing is a little bit different at 10:15, but it works for Cheryl and I for some strange reason around all their other kind of work obligations and family obligations and hashtag replay, right? I know the lives are super fun though. So thanks for joining, Tori. So that's what our program's gonna be today. Who else is here? Ah, Kelly Voss. Hey, 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 girl. Kelly Voss, my original Kapuskasing crew, right? I know. I don't know. It's just that time. Maybe it's the fall. I have long socks under my pants today, and it's really fun to just connect with people again. And I really hope at some point too we're going to get a little bit more mobile and hopefully go out and see some of you people in real life, right? Even if it's just for a coffee. I'm going to tilt this up just a smidge. So, right to here, right? You guys always see kind of where our drywall meets our ceiling. That's kind of my go to with that. I'm going to set up the camera here because it's almost 10:15. So, I'm going to crank up this volume right here. Again, every program has its own volume. I love it. It's so cute. These phones are crazy. And I am going to take a sip of coffee before we begin. And again, I'm going to encourage you to start with a warm up weight. If you guys can't lift all the way up shoulder to elbow, that is the highest I want you to go. Just work whatever range of motion that works best for you. Here we go. Mm. It's amazing how quickly, when you don't have an insulated mug, that this coffee really cools down. Legit team, right? Practice what I preach. I'm going to start with some eights on this one. So I have shoulder width apart right now with my feet, and I'm going to pull the elbow up and through, attaching up. Oh, that one went too high. Just to the same height as the shoulder. Okay, so that's the goal. So we're just terminating here. So a big thing I find with these exercises is again the neck. Okay, so again, we want to just try and keep the shoulders down. And then I just really want you to feel that rolling within the shoulder area. One of the cues that we use all the time on this is don't lift with your hands, lift with your shoulder. And I think you're going to be able to get a little bit better of a connection if you think about the shoulder. I'm going to come back over here as the mobilizer. Okay, so again, try not to go any higher than your own shoulder. And if you do have to go a little bit lower, that's cool. The eights felt good. Again, I know I'm going to lose the camera. I chose to put the camera a little bit lower today just because of the floor work. So when I step out, it challenges it a little bit. So again, maybe being selfish with this one. You guys know my shoulders are not a super strong area. So that is an area that I focus on because I want to get stronger and stronger and stronger. Having the 90-degree bend allows us to lift a little bit heavier. And then doing unilateral or one-sided work allows us to lift a little bit heavier as well. I'm keeping an eye on my dumbbells as well, trying to not say as well again, because that was a lot. Trying to make sure that they're even staying level. Okay, because sometimes when the shoulders lift up, oop, you're going to see a discrepancy in the height of the dumbbells. So again, your chest is up nice and tall. It was tough, but it was doable, and I certainly didn't feel any impingements on that exercise. Over here. You got her. I just really wanna shoot the camera over there a little bit so I don't keep going out of focus. I'm gonna try a stagger step on this one. So my 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. You got her. It's almost like I feel stages on this lift. So as soon as I get heavier, it's it's just it doesn't feel as fluid as it did with the lighter weights. So it's really focusing on trying to keep that 90 degrees. So my elbows are back, my chest is open. Oh, and the body temperature is starting to come up already. Small muscle groups, but we got some different combinations today for the moves. Okay. So again, you're on week 4. You friggin' did it, man. You better be proud. Don't just chalk this up to like anything less than brilliance of what you're doing right now. I'm gonna try some 15s. You know what? Showing up for this type of stuff is not easy, especially if, well, I know a lot of you do love it, but I know that some of you, you're here and it's super tough because you don't even necessarily like doing this type of thing. But you just understand at this point that you really should be doing this because you like to live life in the fullest, right? You want to be mobile. You want to be strong. You want all the things that you're only going to get if you do this type of thing. But you know what? It's not your first choice. So kudos to you too for showing up, getting it done. And I'm going to hope, although I've heard in the past when I ask clients this question, that maybe you're starting to like it a little bit more now. And some of them say, nope, absolutely not. I don't like it any bit more, but I absolutely know that I have to do it. I would say choose a lighter one on this, Cal. I'm going to step here. I'm going to grab some eights. This is the forward fold one. Okay. So you're going to tip at the hips. If your back's sore, sit in a chair. You're going to lift up. Okay. I'm going to put those eights down. I'm going to go grab some fives. You're going to do a forward fold B like I just showed you. And then you're going to do a back one. So we're going to go palms face the ground and then palms face the ground. So there's a little rotation at the shoulder. I'm going to change my direction so you can see I'm going back, I'm going forward. Okay, so again, see how my palms are always facing the ground. So when I get to about here, I have to flip them. Okay, so you have to flip them. You got her. I'm getting a little bit of a clack in my left shoulder as I elevate to the V. So what I'm doing is I'm making a little bit wider V on the up, and that's keeping everything in place. I'm going to tell you right now, I can feel warmth in my shoulders. I am not ready to go up to that 8 pounds. So I'm going to try it again with a 5. You could do alternating on this one. You're not going to get enough reps, in my opinion, just because there are 2 moves and you would break it down into 4. Okay. So if you could try and keep the hands moving at the same time. If you can't, that's cool. And then maybe the one move that you can do both at the same time, inhale to exhale. And then it's just really that one move that you may need to pump, right? Because, like what Cheryl said, some of these moves, it's just easier to connect when we're only working. Oh my Lord, that front to rear is popping those rear shoulder muscles. Whew. Right on, roll it up. I hope you're feeling this one. It could just be me right now, but when I'm lifting back, I am feeling those muscles back there. So we're going to tip at the hips. We're going to do another round, well, another 2 rounds actually of this one. So again, the big thing, Shantz, right? Because I know you're going to catch us on the replay. And then Chris Morris said, I wonder if you're out there. I finally stole some time yesterday and got caught up on the comments. So having a little bit of time today too to finish off some programming for clients and reply back. Bring it up and through. You got her. So again, soft bend in the elbows. Don't lock out your arms. You can see, I think, when I come up that my rear shoulder is flexed. See it right there, right? That's the area that I want you guys to focus on. Oh, this one is tough for me. Can literally feel those rear delts on fire. I feel my hamstrings too working to keep me up. Roll your spine right here. Okay, I was cold coming in. I'm not cold anymore. We're going to do one more round of the front V's to the rear V's, and then we're going to move on to our front raises. Ready to roll? Right on. Shoulder width apart, tip at the hips. My hands come up and they go back. So again, I want you to think about contracting your rear shoulder muscle, right? Wiggle that neck around, make sure it's a little bit soft. And again, it's really from shoulder, right? The hands are there, they're weighted down. I get it. But you need to try and push that muscle into a contraction, right? Feel it work. I'm hoping right now that you guys are feeling it fill up a little bit, Tori, Trish. Up and through. I got to find some dumbbells. Ah, Trish, I just looked off to the side. I found your dumbbells, girl. I'll bring those to you tomorrow as well. Okay, roll it up. Trish needs a little bit heavier dumbbell set, so we're going to lend her a pair of ours. The next exercise is a front raise, but it's in a V position. I can tell my shoulders right now, right in the back. I can feel those muscles. I love when I can feel the muscle. It's going to be a good day today. Shoulders are back. Okay, so what you guys are going to do is bring it up, make a V, and then come back down. So if I'm doing it here, I'm going to roll my shoulders back, sit back in my hip, in my heels. I'm going to come up to shoulder and then come on back down. You got her. And again, I love showing you the things I struggle with. It's the stability as I lift and lower. I want you to come up and flex and then come on back down. So again, we're working some chest on this. I actually debated doing standing chest in our chest series on week 4. Inhale to exhale. But I said, you know what? It's not selling me enough on this. I'm going to keep this type of movement for a front delt. This does kind of look like if you're doing a low cable fly, right? Inhale to exhale. So maybe in the next program, you might see something like this for chest. So the 5s were nice. I think maybe though, if I have a sip of coffee, I'm going to try those 8s. Right? What are you guys up to? This one, because it's only that one movement, come on back to us, camera. You can alternate on this as well. So as soon as I come up and start to lift, you got to lock in that core. Okay. That's what's going to keep you stable. And again, I know you're going to hear me grunting a little bit on this, guys. If your core is not engaged, right, it's going to continue to get stronger because we're going to continue to work it, right? And you can feel core working on so many of these exercises because you're aware of it now. Chest open, shoulders back, and squeeze it. Okay. Again, big breath in, sit back in your heels. That as we do make your core stronger, your lift loads. Whew, I feel, guys, I don't know what it is about this week, man, but like my body is just really making it easy to understand what muscle groups that we're working. So, yep, no question about this one. I'm going to roll my shoulders back. Okay, again, sitting in my heels. We're going to squeeze and then again, bring it back down. Right on. So, I don't know. It's getting darker. Maybe it's just me. Do you guys find it a little bit tougher to life right now? No, like I'm using it as a verb. Tori, I'm not sure where you are right now. So, that question may kind of resonate different with you depending on where you are in the globe. But I'm finding this fall shift. I am just so cozy 24 hours a day. Mhm. I'm having a hard time getting out of bed, up and through, shoulders back. Starting to get a little bit of tension in my trap. So again, I'm going to make sure that my shoulders are down and back again. So maybe it's just a season shift. Like I'm so grateful that we have this platform going on just to make sure up and through that we stay up and through with all of this type of activity too. Because, you know, when you're pressing snooze 2 times in the morning, and this is just not my style, I'm like the alarm goes off, stay and cuddle with Cheryl for a little bit, but then I'm your guy. I'm out of bed. I'm putting vitamins in the cup. I'm getting coffee ready to bring it back to Cheryl. Like I'm a morning person. And this morning I was like, oh no, I don't feel like I want to get out of bed today, guys. You can alternate on these two, right? However you're feeling, because I really want you to make sure that you're able to keep your arms out and then bring it back in with control. Overhead press is next. I'm going to bend down. Okay, so I'm going to start with 17.5s. You can turn this into an alternating movement as well. It's not programmed for that. So it's programmed, my forearms, I can feel that. It's programmed for pressing both up at the same time. I just did 1 rep. This is going to be tough, right? I got my 15s close. So I'm going to lock it in. Again, I sit back into that rear foot in my stagger step. I engage my glute. My chest is open. Again, range of motion, dropping your elbows down, but don't just lift your hands up, right? Like you're cheering for someone. You need to lift your hands up and you need to contract in the middle shoulder. So again, sitting back in that heel, again, makes me just stay up so much taller so I'm not tilting back. And again, I am squeezing the bejesus out of my right glute right now. We have about 7 seconds left, right? This is your big push. How are you feeling putting this big push at the end of your program? You got her. Okay, I'm going to bend down. Definitely some nectar of the gods. Okay, a little bit of black coffee. I'm going to stay with those 17.5s because I really want to focus on my form. Bending at the knees and then up and through. Okay, so again, we're going to let those elbows come down. If you're more comfortable doing a 90 and then pressing up from there, if you want to go a little bit further down range of motion. Okay, give Coach Kate a sec here. There we go. I'm going to do some alternating here. Steph, Mitch, how are you guys doing? Judy, Trish, do we have Lita back on here yet? Inhale to exhale. I feel we need to do a little bit of an accountability. Okay, now they are burning. Now they are burning, especially keeping that dumbbell up overhead. 4 seconds left. Come on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so team, like I always say, you do you, boo. So my boo, I'm going to try for a 15 and see if I can move those guys at the same time. I feel like I don't have too much gas in the tank in my shoulders right now. So I definitely want to make sure that my form is on. Whew, 1 rep, and I am feeling this right now. Honestly, I love for you guys to share how you are feeling. Inhale to exhale. How are these workouts doing for you? Are you challenged with them, right? Have we empowered you to make some decisions on your own for when you feel? Give me a moment. I'm back. When you feel that it is time to increase, decrease, or just hold those weights, right? Again, working to your potential, your 100%, staying injury free. Oh my Lord. Friday's going to be amazing. We have core and mobility. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Trish, man, my middle shoulders right now. Wow. I'm going to shake out my hands too. I'm not going to give up on these 15s though. Definitely not going to go back to those 17.5s. The 15s are tough. Say tough right now. Oh my Lord. Okay. So this is the part where you just need to understand that you just need to keep moving. Okay. Come on, Kate. Oh my Lord, Kate. Come on. Very uncomfortable. Using a bit of a dip and drive. Okay. Moving into an alternating. Okay. I know. I'm quiet right now. I'm so sorry. I know, but I'm there with you. I am there. Okay, I'm taking it right to the end. Less than 10. Let's go. And then we're going to move down to the mat. Oh, the triceps. It's those little accessory muscles. Okay, I'm going to blur out. Don't mind me. I am going to just move some dumbbells. You do not need dumbbells for your core. Okay, you don't need those. I'm going to shoot these off to the side. Lower leg lifts are what's on the menu to start. Just need a little adjust here. My God, we're getting good at this, aren't we? Lower leg lifts, you have your hands behind your back, right? 1 leg up, 2 legs up. Oh my Lord, I feel my shoulders on this. And we're going to lower them down and then bring them back up. So if you want a little bit more upper core, you can curl your head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. If you want, you can do 1 leg at a time. You can even move it more into a tabletop where you're bending at your knees. And again, if you can't go all the way down to the floor because that's not where you are today, it's perfect. Don't have to, right? Do not have to. So again, I want you to relax your shoulders down from your ears. Inhale and exhale. And just try and keep this movement controlled. All right. So then we move into the second movement. Our legs are out. Our hands are out. So again, we look like an X. We're going to come on up, and however you look like, you're going to tap and then roll back down. Okay, you're going to tap and then roll back down. That may look like this, right? It might look like this. So whatever feels good to you. I just want you to do a couple things here, please. Twist so I can get a little bit of oblique. Okay. So whether or not you can lift that leg up or you could peel your whole spine off, okay, I don't care. I really don't, because you're going to be brilliant. You're going to be brilliant if you just give me that twist. Okay. Up and through for a twist. So definitely starting to feel the core. Okay. Lower back is coming in a little bit. And that's because I'm popping up so high. So I could mitigate that if I wanted to and not come up as high off the mat. Now, the next one is a bit of a tough one. We're just going to sit in an isometric in a boat pose. Okay, so we're going to balance here, pull 1 foot, 2 feet, and we're just going to hold that position. So I need you to take your head out of your hip flexors. If you need to, you can always place your feet on the ground and then just hold yourself in a back angle. Okay, that is going to rip up your core. If you do want to take it up a little bit, you can always bring it into boat pose. You're going to really have to secure your low belly though. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on. When I throw in these Pilates exercises, we're not just getting into positions, right? You need to relax your shoulders, pull your shoulder blades back. I would love it if your arms could be extended. That's where the tricep comes into play. The palms are facing inward and your gaze is front forward. And again, lots of pressure and tension. We're going to roll it down. You can pull your knees in, rock from side to side as well. And then we're just going to repeat that circuit. So again, the first one was lower leg lifts. Some people hold the mats. I love putting my hands underneath my lower back. I really encourage you to just lift one leg up at a time. Okay. Heaving both of those like super strong muscular legs up at once, that's a lot of mass. Right now, push your rear shoulders into the floor as your legs go down, and then push them as the legs come up. So, yeah, so the legs are heavy, right? With all the muscle and the bone on there and whatever other good stuff that you have sitting on your legs, they're a huge, huge weight. So sometimes mitigating that, I'm just bugging you, Carly. So sometimes making your way through that by just doing one leg at a time. Watch this. Even when I take my legs down, it's one leg, two legs, and then I would sit up and through. Okay. You guys can stay down though, because we're going to move into the X. So your feet are wide, your hands are wide. So if you were looking down from the ceiling, my body looks like an X. I'm going to ask you to take your right hand. You're going to rotate over in towards your left leg and pop up. Or if the pop up is a little bit too much, I just want you to focus on a nice crunch and then bring it through and forward. You got her up and through. Again, I love slow and controlled in core. Okay. It really takes out any momentum and makes that muscle work as you're lowering yourself back down. Now, you guys know too, I'm all about spine health. Obviously, I'm a Pilates instructor. So, what we want to do is roll those vertebrae down one at a time versus plopping down. Okay, we don't want to do that plop down anymore. I know, that was a thing. We used to see that, right? But now we're rolling our spine. And then again, you can stay in the up position. So this is the boat pose. Okay. I find the thing that's distracting is holding my legs up, but I'm going to keep bringing it back to my lower core. I'm going to bring one leg, two legs up. Sometimes clients hold behind their knees as well to assist. Absolutely. Your arms are extended if you want to do that, though, on full boat pose with your shoulders down and scaps retracted. So you can put 1 foot, 2 feet, and just work on holding that core. And if you do want to try coming up into full boat, there's a lot of things you want to marker off. The heels are in front of the knees, okay, which is not an easy position to hold. You have a bit of a curve. See my back? It's in a C spine. It's not straight up. We're still tucking our tailbone. Again, we're pinching our ribs tight together. Inhale to exhale. And there is a party going on in my midsection right now. 5 seconds left. We're going to inhale, exhale, come on down to the mat with control. And again, you can pull the knees into chest and just rock from side to side. Third circuit for lower leg lifts. How you guys doing? Okay, hands under buttocks. You can hold the sides of your mats if you like. One leg up, two legs up. You're going to lower, control to the floor. and then bring it back up. Okay, so we're going to exhale. Again, you can pop up if you want a little bit more upper abdominal. And if, keeping your head down is where it's at right now for you, maybe your neck's a little bit tired, you can do that as well. If you are on the ground, I really need you to expand your chest open. So that means pushing your shoulders deep in towards your mat. Inhale to exhale. And I really want you to try and pull your core tight. And you decide how low to go on those leg lifts and lowers. Okay, always protecting the back. We're going to come up, bend one leg and two legs. And again, if you need a bit of a stretch, just to stretch out the low back. The legs are going to come back out to a V. The arms are going to go up as well. Oh, my core feels engaged. Let's say that, right? And we're going to come up and rotate. I love really slowing core down and really getting those small cues in. Because, man, do I ever feel like my core is tight right now? That's a big conversation piece after we come out of Pilates where people say, you know what? Twist, right? Give me that twist. I feel like I'm taller, right? And I think it's because we work on posture and really trying to, get your head between your shoulders and elongate. And then just having that abdominal engagement as well, it just holds you up better. Inhale to exhale to twist. We got her. It's the boat pose that I'm not really looking forward to right now. Like that's the one really that is challenging, I find right now for me. I'm wondering how you guys are feeling about it. Maybe you're doing a little bit of an alternating position or just adjusting where you need. Again, the boat pose has us on our bums. We pull 1 foot, 2 feet. Shins are level to the floor. Body is back. The shoulders are down. Scaps are retracted. And then we are running. Whew. We're running our arms parallel on this one. So again, we're focusing on trying to exhale and tighten up our core, our obliques, our lower back, right? So the whole circumference of that torso is engaged. I want you to just keep your chin out of your chest, right? So try not to bury it in towards your chest. You're going to feel a lot of pressure and tension in your spine, especially where your head attaches. And again, try and engage low. So underneath your belly button, I want you to pull up those internal muscles. So squeeze them and draw up. You got her to try and get the belly firing off. This is a very, very non-crazy core workout, but it's feeling crazy right now. I don't know about you guys. Lower leg lifts, 1 at a time, 2 at a time. Trish is a core goddess. So let's look and see what are the comments after this core. Because again, my body's been really tired this week. So maybe it's just me. I don't have Cheryl here. I don't have Cheryl to say, hey, how are you feeling right now? Would she answer? If she's feeling it, she wouldn't answer. She would just be quiet. She'd just be like, oh my God, that was hard. So again, rear shoulders down, right? Relax your jaw, relax your neck. And just think about keeping those legs as straight as you're able to, but don't let your lower back lift off your mat. Bend at the knees. Again, a little bit of a stretch. We're 2 away. We're 2 away. Almost there. Legs go out, arms go out. So that's our V. As soon as I reach my arms above head, can I ever feel the contraction in those muscles? Excuse me, I'm burping up some coffee here with all these rotations and sit-ups. Okay, so this is the end. This is the end. A little Jim Morrison here. So what do I want you to do? Well, I want you to do as well as you can right now. Okay? Up and through. Again, focusing on the rotation because this is what's giving us our obliques is that twist. I know I'm moving a little bit quicker and the camera is like, whoa. Camera, I'm right here. Roll it back down. So again, spine health, tuck your tailbone, roll your spine to the mat. Up and through, almost there. I need one more to balance that off. Let's do boat pose. We're almost there. Okay, I want you to choose the hardest of hards that you can do on this boat pose but making sure that everything feels safe. Okay. Very different, hard and safe. Those are two different things, right? So it's okay if this is a really hard position for you to hold. That's just more equated to you're giving a lot of effort to do this move versus if I hold this, my back might pull, right? Okay. Or something like that, where you might come out of the exercise worse than you went in. So that's not where we want to go. We want to make you better coming out of this. But again, sitting in these hards, it's the only way to come out of it stronger, right? I think that's the biggest thing that I've seen over, my 20 plus years of coaching is that people need to understand that it's in them. Roll it down, knees to chest, that you have so much potential, right? And maybe it's just you never had that person in your life to say, you know what, you can do this. And then sometimes you actually had a person in your life that told you you can't do it. Well, I'm going to tell you, you can. Absolutely, you can, right? Inhale to exhale. And then I need you to also believe that you can. I just want you to keep your right knee into your chest, and you can extend your left leg or keep it bent or even drop that left knee out, whatever feels more comfortable to you. I just want you to take a deep pull in with that right knee. And then can you take your left hand, grab the outside of the bent right knee, and then just pull that knee over? You're going to get a nice stretch in your middle back. You can keep your gaze straight up, or if you want, you can look to the opposite side. Inhale to exhale, right? Just some stretches, really hoping. Come back to center, team. As you inhale to exhale, place the right leg down, bring the left knee in, grab it, extend the right leg if you want, right? You can keep it bent or off to the side, pull deep on that left knee. Showing you a few stretches here, but really hoping that you can take a little bit of time as well after to continue more. This is my left knee. I'm going to grab it with my right hand, pull it over my body. Again, so you pull the knee up as well as rotate it over. Make sure that hand stays on the ground. Gaze up or gaze off to the side. Hey, guys. Inhale. Always come out of your moves on an exhale. Okay. And you can either ball roll straight up. I'm going to choose to do a recovery roll instead because I can feel that my lower back is stiff. For shoulders, we can roll them back a little bit, give ourselves a little bit of a tug from side to side. Hopefully, you can stay there for a little bit longer. Again, we spoke about shoulders before, and a great stretch is going overhead and then leaning through the shoulders. And even if you put your hands up, engage, and then shift your chest through, I can still get a little bit of a feel that my shoulders are getting stretched. I see Trish. I'm coming. Loved core. Shoulders were tough. It's that left side still, right? That yeah, I know that less dominant side where we're really having to hold back. In Trisha's case, the right side. So even though, let's straighten our toques, women and men and people, even though we know the right could keep rolling it, we really need to respect if we do have a lighter weight in one arm and just let that left side catch up with the right. So it's just about being patient. I know you guys can lift load, but just understand we don't want to keep making one side stronger because that's going to cause an even bigger muscle imbalance. So good. Core was the best. Right on. I know you guys like to feel the burn in that core. We're going to bring back some heavy ignition core on Friday. We're going to end it in a bang. Em, I know you love core as well. So we're going to give a big core session with some mobility. But before then, we will see you on Thursday because I like to lift weights and, we get to lift some more weights tomorrow. So Kelly Voss, love core. Shoulders are my weak area too. Unreal, eh, Kelly? Like it's some people, they just have such strong shoulders. And Kelly and I have been training for decades together. Not always together, but we started decades ago. And we continue to keep kind of fighting to get those muscles a little bit stronger. So that's good on you, Kelly Voss, that, you know what? We admit we're not the strongest there, but we're going to keep showing up. And hopefully, we're going to see those small progressions. I'm going to let you guys go because I actually have a virtual client from Timmins who is signing on after this at 11:30. I told her it had to be 11:30 because I had my virtuals and I need to go make a shake. Take care of yourself, guys. We'll see you in about 24-ish hours. You guys are awesome.